Just hello. Hello there. Okay. That should work. Get the camera set up. Start recording. Start the stage. Omniflux. Okay. All right. So random stream. I know. It's gonna be a quick overview of the Omniflux that I have right here. This thing right here. So this little gadget right here is what we're playing with today. I have to calibrate it first. The whole manual is in Chinese, so of course I don't know anything about Chinese. So I translated it with AI, like I would usually do, and then I got a basic understanding of how it works. So we're gonna play with it and see how it goes, and hopefully everything works out. But right now I have it warmed up, so I got to do my first roast is gonna be I'm gonna make a medium with high beam with the Cubean, of course, with this little puppy. So we're gonna do a medium with a. I think this is from Timor-Leste. I got this stuff from a while back. I really need to use it all, and it's small beans, so it should be perfect because it won't get stuck in the drum like it has on the other Skywaker V1. So we'll do a medium roast, and then we're gonna not really cool it down, but we'll put some beans in, calibrate the roast, or calibrate the Omniflux, and then we're gonna do a roast of the same bean, using it and see if it's worth every penny that I paid for it. Or not worth anything, so we're gonna find out. I haven't really got a chance to play with it. I actually spent more time trying to hook up the PT100 probes to it. Supposedly it says it uses PT100 probes, and I looked at the picture and it doesn't look like they use a max amplifier, but they do some weird things on the cords, on the wiring. Like there's like a three voltage rail there, but it's not in your standard, like not wired like red and black. It's like green and white, or black and what's white and black, and it's and it's 3 volts, and I don't know what the hell it does. So they're actually going to be at World of Coffee San Diego. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to harass them and ask if I can get some probes. And they give you some just random probes. You really can't screw them in. They're like small little 3D printer probes that you would put on a hot end. So I have no idea what the use is going to be for, but there's 2 probes. There's probe 1 and 2, and it uses like an old, the big USB-A side of the cable for like printers and old stuff. So old electronics is what it uses, so the cable that is. So I don't know exactly how they set up that PT100. But anyways, I'm just gonna jam through this. I want to get a medium roast in, and then I'm gonna cool it off. We're gonna calibrate it with this thing, and then this will cool down, and then we'll do a calibration of the green beans, because there's a calibration part for that, and then we will just keep on measuring and see how it works today. So I'm going to put this in. I actually like this really medium, like almost dark. Of course I didn't write the notes why I like it dark or medium, because apparently medium is dark now. All I remember, it was chocolatey. There was like only one note I put in. And these beans have been just laying around because they got stuck in the drum last time. We're not gonna follow any profile. We're just gonna I don't want to speed roast it. Actually, I probably should roast it a little bit on the slower end, but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna charge this up. This is always the fun part. Okay. I know I'm supposed to make like a little thing to hold in that into there, but we're gonna be lazy today. So make sure the door's closed. I need a funnel, I need a funnel, I need a funnel. Okay. That's where the M1 light excels at, is that has a funnel. Not a funnel. It has a big wide area for the beans to pour in. So I really should have. Oh, maybe I can find some tubing. Last time I just laid right here, and I was just okay with that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Stay. Stay. We're just gonna have it suck in all the hopes and dreams of those smoke in there. Oh, then I probably should bump that up to 65. And this is a 150 gram charge. Anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll try declining. Oh, fuck! I forgot to turn the heater on. I'll try declining ROR with this one today. I'm hoping to pass through the drying phase like within 4 minutes. Oh, my turning point was a little slow. That was my fault. I should have been much faster. I'm off the ball today. Let's see. All right, so we'll get this to medium roast. I'll probably do it to first crack for about, I don't know, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. It wants you to get it to like an Agtron of 60 is what they prefer for their calibration. So we'll do that. It does come with a mount, but I'm just going to use this so I don't have to, because the mount's kind of a little janky for this table. This table's actually it's a woodworking portable table for a festival. It is not really a great workbench. I'm probably going to buy something else, but this was kind of an expensive table when I thought I was going to be a woodworker. I'm 1000% sure this was stolen off the back of a truck too, because the guy was sold it to me for like $200. It's like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Festool. It's a kind of a fancy brand. Trying to think of what the equivalent of them would be. The Bullet? Hi, Remix. Did you break your Cubean? It's the fan. The fan's always going to be super loud. It probably needs like some kind of fancy grease in it, but whatever. What an odd number to be at. 50. Weird. Mine was really silent before, and then it got this like really weird, like hard sound over time. Poor little guy being abused. Tisk tisk. Gonna report you. All right. It's kind of going downward really nice, so I'm gonna go with it. Pretend like I actually was trying to do that. Yeah, it looks yellow. Can't really tell. That's right, it got delivered broken. That's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that they messed up. Right. And I'm gonna increase the fan a bit. And then lower this down a bit. Damn, 4 minutes and 46 seconds. I really messed up not putting the heater on early. Oh well. Oh, this curve looks so good, I might drink it. Oh shit, this is kind of plowing through it, buddy. You want to slow down? Let's slow down a bit. What's everybody been roasting? I've been sending out a lot of that Edward Norena co-ferment peach stuff. I feel weird about co-ferments because like I already have a hard time picking out some of the flavors in beans that are not co-ferments. But I feel like when I have the co-ferment, I feel like I'm like big shit because I'm like, oh, I could really taste the peach. And I tell my wife, oh yeah, you could really tell it's really heavy on the peach. But I think they're kind of like cheating, I guess. Get the roast inside. You have to roast inside. I was roasting in the kitchen once. My wife was so pissed. It was so hot outside. She was like, "No, you gotta roast in the garage, buddy." Okay, oh damn, slow down a bit. Let me see if I can hear this going to first crack. Oh, wait, there's one. All right. We're at first crack. I'll go hard on the fan. That filter is like, that's gonna be that's gonna lead to someone burning down their house one day. Although someone was very close to burning down their house, apparently. Like all upset and threatening to sue, I think, Precision or something. But he said the fatal words, "I left real quick to check on something." You can't really leave a coffee roaster by itself unattended. I'm surprised the V1 hasn't caught fire yet with that jump motor like reaching 120 degrees Celsius and not like dying and then having a fire kind of pop up in the drum. right, we're gonna go for 2 minutes 15 seconds. I gotta get this real dark, well, real medium. And then the next step, we will put the beans in, we'll calibrate the beans. When they say calibrate, you're just putting the beans in, letting the drum run, and then you're letting it like do something with the color. No, make it nice, make it nice. Okay. Well, it wasn't really that nice of a decline, but it's going in a downward trend. An attempt was made. Oh, I just went over. Cool. There we go. It smells very good. All right, now I got to get all the, while that's cooling down, I'm going to turn this, yeah, those are all on. I'll open this up. We'll cool that inside down a little bit, and then I'm going to wait for that to cool, but I got to set up the plate and everything. So we'll go back to here. So it comes with this nice case. They're really about selling the cool, nice stuff. Although it's not like a Festool sustainer, but it's still pretty cool. Although not really necessary, I can always pick one up at like Harbor Freight. Not as nice, but it still does the job. What's this? Oh, there's color cards? What? What do I do with this? Oh, okay. So I guess it's to calibrate. Ooh, all right. I didn't see that in the instructions. They haven't provided me with English instructions yet, so we're just going off the Chinese manual. And of course, I have no idea what the Chinese manual is saying, so we're going off what AI is thinking. And I haven't heard back from them, but it was like over the holiday weekend. I don't know if they celebrate Easter. It's also a Sunday. They probably celebrate not wanting to work on Sunday. All right. Give you a nice little brush. Everything in there is foam. I just dropped something. That's nice and fancy. We'll leave that over there. I'll use the brush. I am going to see if this is cooled down yet. Surprisingly, it's cooled down. All right. So let me be good. I'm gonna empty out the chaff in here. Put it in a little smaller chaff tray. There you go, buddy. Cool. Emptied that out. All right. So now I get this camera thing, and I think I'll do it on top of here. I'll put that on here. And I think there's a cup goes in the middle. And then you do this thing where you pour the beans in. Oh, there's supposed to be like a ruler I'm supposed to use. There it is. I got a little ruler so I can like even out the beans. Okay, I'm spilling everywhere. I also forgot to measure it. All right. Good. Yeah, just like the old days. Not drugs, but like something else. Let me put this here. Okay. I wish I could show you the screen, but you're just gonna have to imagine with me. Nope. Exit calibration. So I'm trying to go. I'm not really a fan of their system. Exits. So go to here, and then we go to this thing. We go to calibrate, and then color test calibration. Oh, enter the two values on your color card. Okay. So this is where the color card comes in. All right. So test value 1. Fuck you, come on. Calibrate, roasted, test value 1. What? 1? What? Enter the 2 calibration of your, oh, okay, 19.4? So I got to input the values 19.4, done. And then this value is 82.3. Oh, that's 96. 82.3, done. Next. Okay, calibrate. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, fuck. Messed up again. Okay, for all this time. All right. So this is the 19.4. Done. 82.3. Done. Next. Test the value. I think it's going to do a test. I just leave it there, I think. Good. And I'm going to switch over to the second card. Test that value. Good. Calibrate. Exit. All right. I calibrated that. So now roast track calibration, new profile. I'm gonna put Cubean. It says position the Omniflux in a stable position aimed at the glass in the front observation port. So while that's cooling down, we're gonna go and so now I got to aim it at this my little port over here. I should probably make sure this is out the way. Let me I'm gonna dump these beans real quick into something. Okay. So I want to make sure I have room for this. We'll blow some of this chaff out the way. I'm already not following the manual. I'm just gonna wing it. So I'm guessing I'm pointing this laser. There's a laser on it. I'm gonna point it right in front. Said to add a little bit of an angle. So in a stable position. How stable that is. think that's stable enough. And I'm gonna hit, trying to get it where it hits pretty much where the beans are all gonna be at. So I'm gonna hit next. Okay, charge beans and press the record green color. All right. So I'm gonna get my greens. I'm gonna get 200 grams of greens. $194. That's pretty good. $201. All right, so I got 201. So I'm gonna dump the beans in. It's not to be anything special. Okay, that's in. I'm gonna go back in the front. Oh yeah, that's a good spot. So I'm gonna hit record green bean color. All right. Oh, why'd you stop? Why'd you stop? Oh. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna grab my phone since I've been winging it this far. Let that do its calibration thing. Okay, before dropping the calibration, finish roasting normally. Before dropping the beans, tap. Oh. Hold up. We're gonna go back to the settings. So we're displaying AG, which I think is Agtron. Measure, that's not it. Calibrate, create or update roaster calibration profiles. Looking at the right thing. Settings. Roast track, roast target colors, alert sound, alert sound. Okay, well, maybe the manuals are right, because half of the instructions are all those options I'm not seeing anymore. Or not seeing the what was written in their manual. All right, we'll go back to calibrate. Call this Cubean. We'll redo this thing. Charge green beans and press record green color. Just finish roasting normally. Was I supposed to? I'm supposed to roast normally on this. The instructions said he has to do it with the drum cold. Let me go find my phone. Okay, finish roasting normally before dropping the beans. Okay, all right, well, let's do this again. I'm gonna drop these beans out. The instructions are a little bit different, so I am going to follow what the camera is saying now. Warm this back up. We'll get this back to 200 degrees. I'm gonna roast my standard 150 and I'm just gonna run it like I normally would. All right. There it is. Sorry. Big ass back's in the way. I guess I could go in front of it. Oh, but then I have to adjust that later. Wait, let me just pour this back in. Remix, remind me to make a funnel for this stupid thing. I keep saying, I'm going to make a funnel for this. I'm going to make a funnel for the Cubean. I forget. We'll call that 150. Oh. All right, so wait till it warms up to 200, then we'll just drop it in. Okay. Okay, so those are what the calibration cards are for. All right. Let's see. All right, we'll heat this back up, and then we're gonna try it again. Well, let me get it in calibration. Calibration mode. Cubean. Right there. Put that laser right there. Charge green beans, then press record green. Okay. Which is 75 degrees, so we'll wait. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't know, this is not the most exhilarating roasting session in the world. So what I'm hoping to do is, if this can really show me when first crack is happening just by whatever level of color the green beans are, that'd be fantastic. So I want to see if I could reach those same values, but like maybe in a V1 versus a Kaleido. See how big of a difference it is, or between an M1 and a Cubean. Is there a port on the... I didn't even check if there's one on the Cormorant. Also curious to see if it'll work with, what's that thing called? A Nano. All these kind of things I want to play with and check out. And I think in the end, you really don't need this, all right? You really don't need this device. All right, that's cooled down, so I'm gonna put the beans in. Exactly, it's the hype of the game. Hype tools. So I'm gonna hit charge here, charge there, charge here, do this, pour that in, put this right in, make sure to turn the heater on, 65. Okay, so it says finish roasting normally. All right, so I'm going to finish roasting normally with this, see what happens. So now we're just, I guess I should put my head here. It looks like I'm still with us. Hi. Hello. Oh, I'm gonna roast like I'm roasting normally. Okay. Yeah, turning point turned a lot quicker. Oh my gosh. Sometimes this pushes out too. Kind of annoying. Roast before dropping the beans, tap the record roast quickly, then drop the beans. Okay. I wish there's an app that I could just, do that too, but it's okay. I don't think there probably is one. I just don't know where it's at. And if you have any questions you want me to bring up to the folks at I don't know. There's a bunch of booths at World of Coffee. I'm gonna try to do if I can do interviews. And try not to ask like really mean questions. I mean, I'd be like, how's the M2 light working out? Do you think we're all going for the, you know, trying to reach for the race to the bottom? Fun questions like that. Oh, I forgot my wave. Whoops. Oh well. All right, smoke's bad for my health. Hold on. One day it's going to be above, where it's going to drop down and hook onto like a little hood. Oh, let me see how we're doing here. All right, so let's go back to this. That's my back. Ah, nope, that's not it. Oh, I hit the button. Hold on. Window. There we go. All right. Go. Try to aggressively turn it down. Sorry, I gotta change that. I gotta hit dry end. It's hard to manage everything. Yeah, you can. I just don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go to DiFluid at their booth and I'll be like, hey, I hooked this shit up to I'm asked for a manual and some probes. I saw a video of them doing it, like they were recording on Artisan on one of their machines while it was running this at the same time. I'm not quite sure if I just want to use, because I want to use my own PT100 probes, and the way that the USB wires is set up to them, that's not ordinary. It's not the same. These roasting companies have this habit of like not using red and black as your standard like voltage, like, you know, B plus and ground. They decided to have like white and black instead of like red and black. We're just moving right along. So it'd be nice to actually use like really nice PT100s. I'm pretty sure Talau fork is going to work on it, or Talau scope is going to work on it. Oh, there's a big plummet and a rebound. Oh, it's going back up. That must be first crack. No, I don't know. It's going up and down. What a weird. Not that I heard first crack. It is not. There's one. They pop, pop, pop. Come on. Kind of killed my roast in terms of thermal inertia. Kind of slowed it down a little bit too much. One pop. I just keep hearing little one singular pops. I need like 3. Oh, a little too aggressive with the changes. Very slight. Very slight. Now I heard them. I have no idea if I heard them. I heard crackling, but they're really, really light, and my ROR is like 3.0. I'm gonna drop it in a minute. Right now it's at 36 seconds. Confirm. Okay. Oh, now it says tap final color, prepare a sample of your roasted coffee, and use the included attachment to measure the final roast color. So let me put this with the other beans. Let me see what I did wrong. Okay. We'll let that cool off. That's not good. I gotta fix that camera later. Right. So we'll cool this off, and we'll try another roast with the same beans and see how it goes. See if it kind of detects first crack and all that fun stuff. Should be good. Get a cup of these beans. All right, we're gonna even these out. Okay. Prepare the sample and use your included attachment to measure the color values. This right here. Good, don't fall. And then final color value. Test. 44.2. Supposed to be 60, I don't know. Then build a roast profile. Finish. All right. So supposedly it's calibrated now. So I'm gonna go here and see. Let's test this out. New test. Medium dark. Okay, not bad. That's pretty good. Medium dark. Take that. Oh, that's grounds. Okay, this is whole bean and there's a ground setting. There's like it's a whole beam and a ground, so that's cool. Cool. Oh, wait, no. Out of range. Yeah. I get freaked out because I'm always about to drop this stupid thing. Omniflux should scan the sample color from the top down for accurate color. Okay. Oh wait, from here. Put it right there. Infrared temperature and ROR. I don't need that right now. I think that's if I want to roast by temperature. I'm gonna try another roast. I'm gonna just do it with this thing with the Omniflux. Oh. Get a bigger bag. right, one more roast. Now that is all set up. Let me take the camera thing off. Okay, that's in place. All right, another roast. Okay, so I'm watching. No, every time you a new machine or anytime every week, they say the manual, original manual said every week you have to recalibrate. Once a week is recommended. You don't have to recalibrate with a new bean. You just have to recalibrate. I guess mostly if you have another roaster you're going to use. If you're going to use it for, I don't know, like for me, I got like 4 of the roasters I'm going to use, so we'll see what happens with that. But it sounds like you can pretty much roast using that same setup. You just have to kind of have it close to the same position, point it in the front. And I remember them talking about like it has to be angled as well. So we're going to start that preheat again. See about any more left of that Timor-Leste bean. You know, it sounded like in the instructions they originally wanted you to roast with the green bean and then a medium bean, but now they give you this calibration card and you put in the number and I think it matches. So their manual that's online right now, the old Chinese manual, I think is from old information. They give you this calibration card. I didn't even think of using it or looking at it. I just grabbed whatever manual I could find and used that. It makes sense. I mean, they need a constant value. Well, I keep using like green beans because green beans will of course fluctuate in color. Ooh, I only have like, oh. Well, that we calibrated for that bean, we're gonna have to use another bean because I'm all out of that one. So we're gonna see how this works. Let's see what I got. I've been saving like halvesies of these beans. Oh. So we'll do a Kenya Nyeri Njigura AB. Sweetness, interspread with complex accents of fruit and spice. Light roast yields flavors of cane juice, vanilla sugar, maple, juicy hints of orange, pineapple black, whole clove, and allspice. So this is like a light roast kind of deal. We're gonna go 153 grams. We'll let that warm up. And then I guess we're gonna see how well this thing works. track. $199. I gotta put a magnet on this. This is getting kind of annoying. It pushes back every single time. Ooh. Okay. All right. Let me get high beam out. Okay, that's on auto. I'm gonna drop this down to, we'll do 65 this time. Confirm. All right, so we're going by color. All right, first roast with actually using the Agtron whatever scale thing. So we're gonna see how this works out. Let's put this back up. Okay. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. There you go. So yeah, so you have to do the card when you calibrate the first time for the color, and then you have to calibrate just one roast. I believe just one roast with the machine before you can just start using it over and over, I think. Oh, so that's what it detected as, I'm guessing, the yellowing phase. Oh, and then the other one at the bottom is first crack and then second crack. Interesting. Drop that down a bit. I'm just hanging out at the bottom. All right, let's see if this detects first crack. I'm gonna leave ROI intentionally higher so it gets to hit that stage really well and you could hear it. Oh, snaps. I got it. I heard 3 cracks. I heard like the first 2 cracks and it would pop pop and then it just hit first crack right away. Huh. It really did get first crack. That's the shit. I mean, that's pretty cool. Now, first crack, it could be any like measurement you could kind of come up with. You just know it's because the audible one. The whole, is it 1 crack? Is it 2 crack? Is it 3 crack? It really doesn't matter as long as you're consistent to what you usually use in your roasting. So usually people will be like, if I hear 1 crack, then that's my first crack. Or if I hear 2 cracks, that's when I hit first crack. For me, I learned from Sweet Maria where it was like a symphony. Why would that be complete roast? I'm gonna drop it here.
Automation triggered. Set fan speed to 100%.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah, I heard the first 2 cracks and then I saw it and it just flicked on right. I need to get this on Artisan so I could see it happen in real time. Because maybe there was a delay and I missed it, but it literally caught first crack when I started to hear it. At least it already detected it before I could even hit the button. That's cool as shit. I like that. I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna like do all this like color stuff, and I wonder if I could stop a roast at a certain color and then compare it with like a Kaleido or a Nano. Right now, this is the only thing I can do right now because it's not integrated yet is show you this screen. That's on the camera. So let's go look at the camera. Like, yeah, all I can show you is this. I can't do much else, unfortunately. Other than like goon about what just happened. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I can't I'm excited. I'm really excited. So when that's the thing, that's why I had to record it on the screen. I want Artisan because it's integrated already, but they haven't released how to do that yet. And I need a guide. And they haven't released how the protocol is to send back and forth to Highbeam. And I figured I could ask them at the booth when I see them next. And if not, I'm gonna have to do a nightly, you know, decoding session. Oh, this is what the Highbeam screen usually looks like. This one's Highbeam. I don't know what their screen's gonna look like in terms of like if it's gonna trigger for first crack, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah. That was a totally different bean too. That's the thing. It was a completely different bean. It got first crack. So maybe there's some truth to that whole UC Davis study about first crack being related to like the bean color, and you could find it that way. Yeah, that was the Highbeam. I've been just talking about getting on a regular Artisan. I just don't know how to do it with Omniflux yet. I was trying to figure it out, and I just like kind of gave up. It's probably easy. I was basically I didn't mark first crack until after this device marked it for me. Cause like, oh, I heard 1 or 2 cracks, and then this one already said first crack, and I was like, okay, that still technically counts. But dry end, it actually, let me see if it did dry end at the same time. I don't think it did. I marked dry end at 3 minutes 46 seconds. Or I marked it late. I marked it at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It marked it at 3 minutes and 46 seconds, which is still pretty good. Because probably at 3 minutes 46 seconds, it was around the 160 degree or 155 degree mark, which dry end usually is at. So that's pretty good. But the more impressive part was getting the first crack on its own without any kind of changes. I thought that was pretty neat. No, this is good. I like these questions. I at least have something to say, and people need to, yeah, people have any questions about it, but I'm kind of hyped on using this now. We're gonna do another bean. We're gonna do a totally different bean now. So yes, it's only 12:48. I had a patient cancel on me. I do gotta repair some V1s to send out, and I still gotta send out some of these co-ferments. But it's okay if we play with these beans for now. So let's see. All right, let's see if it does it again. Maybe we got lucky. And actually this time I'm gonna do this. All right. We're gonna set it up so we can follow it a little bit better. I'm gonna get this camera. We're gonna bring this camera over here. I'm gonna bring this out over this way. Oh, come on. Be like that. I'm gonna set this camera up like this, like so. Come on. And we'll zoom in. There we go. Tell me if this works out, okay? We're gonna do it this way with this camera. I'll take my ugly mug out of here. All right, let me fix this camera up. We'll go 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, and we'll put that on this screen. We'll take me out here. Let's put what we're interested in, okay? Let's not be coy about this. We'll get top Osmo. Okay, gotta rotate this. We're gonna rotate it 90 degrees to the right or clockwise. Oh, let me do a 180 on that one. Move that down like right there, okay? So we got a good view of it. Let's try this roast again. I'm gonna warm it up. All right, let's go hit it up here. Start preheating. Hit that fan on. Close this. Actually, let's clear this out. Close that off. We gotta take all the chaff out. Chaffarooskies. Ugh. Got that out. Oh, sorry. I don't know why it disconnected. Cast. There you go. Cast one app. This one. Oh, okay. I see why. Okay. Me? No, not a doctor. God, no. Hell no. Love the guys to death, but no thank you. I'm a rehab therapist, occupational therapist. I like to treat the patients, not all the other crappy stuff that goes with it. Right, come on, how come this isn't? Cast the screen. What? Oh, did it close? I think my air server closed. Hold on. Air server. Hi. Why are you not letting me cast? Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to cast. I think I gotta turn something off. That's Discord. Let's turn this off. I'll turn air server back on. So that's what's warming up. So at least we got time for that to warm up a little bit. Hit try. Come on. You're doing just fine. And cast the entire screen. That looks okay. Okay, so 192, I'm gonna get another bean. We're gonna do it again. Do the same dang thing. Let's try another random bean, okay? Oh, is it mirrored on the Flux screen? Let me unmirror that. Transform. Top Osmo. Old Flipperooski. Oh, no, God, no. Oh, let's go back. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to do it vertically. Vertical. Oh, no. Is there a mirror option? Let me see if there's mirror. Fit to screen, center vertically, order. Vertically, no, horizontally. Horizontally. Oh, and then maybe I gotta one of these. Is that better? Yep, that did it. Perfect. Cool. All right. Let's do this. All right, next bean up. Next bean up. Oh, let me get my... Let's get this going right here. Let me get it closer to that edge of the hole so I could get more of the green beans. Oh, I don't want this one. This one sounds like it tastes like feet. It says rustic sweetness, malty roast notes, thyme, tarragon, tobacco, long bittersweet finish. It's like you're trying to sell me on like on drugs or something. Something doesn't sound that appealing. This smells like my 90-year-old Nana. All right. So tasting notes: Guatemala El Mirador Geisha, melon, vanilla, orange, floral. let's go ahead. We'll do this. All right, so we're gonna see again. I'll make sure to keep a better eye on it to see when it changes to a first crack. But we're gonna do another 150 grammer on this. Let's make it 160 grams. So I could bump it up to a good 70. We'll try 70 and then we'll try dye bombing it. I want to try to get dry end past hit the 4-minute mark. So maybe I'll put 150 again. We're gonna hit it with some heat and then we're gonna back off on it. And then we're gonna drop it like 30 seconds after first crack. And we'll see how that goes. So this will restart. There we go. I'm gonna hit play on this one. And I'm gonna drop these beans. So, all right, so we're back at it. I'm gonna hit charge. We're gonna drop. Good. Turn that on. Turn this back on to about, let's do 70. We're gonna flip this down to 50. I don't know why I didn't do that before. All right. Now I'm really gonna try to pump it out of the dry end phase and get to Maillard faster, and then I'm gonna drop it off as fast as not as fast as I can, but pretty dramatically. Like I want to do more decreases when I'm in the Maillard phase. I'll probably even do it right before I go into the dry end phase. So about 160, I usually just count it as dry end, and we'll see what it does here. And I think once it approaches like 155, I'm going to drop it down on the heater just to kind of get prepped for staying in the Maillard phase for a little bit longer. But I'll keep trying to stick with the whole declining ROR bit and see how that works. I'm gonna try this with the M1 Lite too and see what the results are. I gotta get, when I come back from the World of Coffee, I'm gonna buy probably I'm gonna find someone who'll sell me like 50 pounds of beans. Like a good light roast, and then really try to dial it in from there. Not cold ferments. I need to get out of the co-ferment thing for a bit. I feel like I'm doing a disservice by doing co-ferments on my taste buds because I don't know if I'm like really tasting what I'm supposed to be tasting. Oh, let me see if someone's on YouTube. I haven't been checking YouTube at all. I don't even know if I'm connected onto YouTube, to be honest with you. Am I in the right chat? We're 144. Yeah, no one's really on it. Let's see if I can chat. Hi. Sorry, I'm just checking if there's anyone on YouTube. Okay, so let's do this. Whoa, 151. All right, I'm gonna drop it down to 65. Start lowering the heat. Still a little bit green. It's a little bit higher. I think maybe 2 more degrees, I might be up to like yellowing phase. This is why I should have a trier. It still looks green on my end. That's more yellow. Okay. Oh, all right. There, yes, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. It was yellow. I was off by. Oh. Make sure I change it to 4 minutes 18 seconds. So I was like 4 minutes 31. I was a little bit late. I think it was like 4 minutes 20 seconds, 25 seconds. I don't know. But we got the dry end phase pretty good. It's like not like, I mean, it's not, you don't really have to be perfect with dry end. It's just a color change. All right, now I'm going to start lowering this down to quite a bit and then pumping out more air. And I'm going to see how that goes. That's hitting 174, so I got to try my best to slow it down a bit. So RR is like 12. I'm gonna drop it to make sure it can maybe be around like 10 or 9 when I hit the 180s. I'm gonna drop it even more. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. There it is. Pop, first crack. 646. I was at 653. A little early, I think. I didn't really hear the pops until 646, so that's still pretty good. It could do grounds and it could do whole bean. And I think they recommend doing whole bean measurements if you want to share your results with people, and then ground for you know, when you're for internally with your own equipment. So it did a pretty good job on getting first crack. It was about, I felt like it was a few seconds too early, audio-wise, but I don't know. So I'm gonna do a 1 minute right there, and I'm gonna drop.
Automation triggered. Set fan speed to 100%.
I wanted a light roast on this one because it sounded like it needed a little bit of light roast in its life. It's not too bad. First crack was around, I felt like it was a few seconds. What did it say? It said like it was like 6 minutes 46 seconds. I was about 6 minutes 53 seconds. I think Rob Hoos was talking about like, and he shares like his roast with people. He always just gives like the whole bean value with amongst other roasters, because he knows that they're all the roasters have different types of grinders of their preferences and how they do their brews and everything. So exactly. Yeah, like that's a 7 second. That's not bad. And it might be more. It probably makes, well, the reading that UC Davis study, it made a bit more sense that that might be more repeatable, because audibly, a lot of things could cause the pops to be either quiet or louder. But when it came to like visually looking at the beans, and with that whole UC Davis study, they're mentioning that it just constantly at that range, it detected first crack, and it did everything by the color spectrum of the bean. Although that was C-Lab values versus Agtron, but still same kind of concept. But I mean, it does pretty good. Now I got to get more beans so I could do back to back with like the same bean and see if it gets it every single time. If I do that same roast, will I be able to get first crack every single time at that time? Then that might be a good thing too, consistency wise. Yeah, exactly. Ambient noise, geez, like sometimes the cracks are so quiet. It's this one time my stomach was so loud I couldn't like hear first crack. My stomach was going crazy at the same time. I was like, is that first crack? Can't really tell. I'm kind of hungry. And then I was like, oh shit, it's first crack. It was so quiet. And the only way to get like a louder audible first cracks is like usually go into first crack with a really kind of high ROR, a high thermal inertia, and then you usually get louder cracks. Like that second roast I got where my ROR died at like 5 and 3. I could barely hear the stupid thing. And some beans are just, they're exactly right. It's exactly just a timid first crack. It's literally like, I don't know, like fingers in some chips. Like you can barely hear the popping. It's just like little baby Rice Krispies. I'm liking this so far. It's not off by too much. Dry end, it got pretty well too. I mean, I can't fault it on dry end. I got mine at like 425, and this one's like 418. So that's another thing. That's visual stuff. I could be just looking at the wrong bean compared to this one's like it's able to do it throughout the whole roast. So I guess if you're chasing consistency really well, this might actually be a pretty good unit for professionals. I don't recommend buying like a Skywaker and then this. Although that might be a good complement to each other, especially if they give you the ability to change out the probes. Because I literally have these probes. These are PT100 probes. Let's go back here. And they're built for this. Like I could just swipe it in there and then it's a PT100. That's why I really wanted that PT100 to work. But of course it doesn't. They're doing some funny stuff with it. Whether they want you to buy their proprietary probes, I will already tell you right away, I'm not gonna like that. Not that my reviews will garner that much attention for someone to make a decision if they're gonna buy it or not. But I'm just saying, if you are considering buying this and they do have proprietary probes, make sure you just mention how utterly ridiculous that is. And how you should set a standard to a PT100 what it is, whether it be 2-wire, 3-wire, or 4-wire. And you shouldn't have to do some weird. It should be very straightforward plugging a PT100 versus doing all this other different stuff they do with the plug. Because all their stuff, all the plugs for power, let me turn this off. I don't even know what that mode does. So here, all the probes are connect to here, right? And they use these old style USB-A bulky ones for some reason, probably to save up on money. I don't know. So my understanding is that means that the amplifier is already built in, right? But when you look at the wiring and how it's set up, because I spliced the wire, I checked all the voltages, and there's literally a random 3-volt rail or whatever, for whatever reason. And then there's like 2 lines that are like have differences between each other, but they're not, it's not set up like a PT100 is basically. So I'm gonna ask them about that. I wonder if it's like, if they could do like a firmware change to make it happen, because that shouldn't be that way. Has it been pretty accurate on the mid roast reading compared to the post roast attachment? Let's see. I haven't compared that yet. Let me get this. I have to get it on its setup. It has this like elaborate setup I need to put together. 1, 2. How many roasts did I do? 3. I think I put them in this order. I gotta remember this order. I gotta let me write something down on these bags. One. We'll call that 2. And then we'll call this one 3. I'm gonna take a measurement of these beans. So this is reading at 57.6. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go to history, roast track, all roast history on Cubean. You know what? It ends the roast at 73.8. I don't know why it ends it there. It doesn't tell me what it dropped at. Oh, actually it does. Mm. 74.7. Really? This is considered light? $57.7. Okay. I kind of want to do that too. I was thinking about that. Well, mine's gonna be 2 different machines, drastically different. Yeah, times and colors, and let's see how they do. I'm gonna try to do it between like the M1 Lite and then the Cubean, and see like if they come out to the same color, depending on how it roasts. Well, how much does it affect the profile, right? Or how much does the profile affects the taste when color is about the same? Maybe the same ag tone of 57 or 60. How big of a difference if I plateau or if I decline the ROR? All this other nerd stuff I'm thinking of. The only thing is I need to buy a lot more beans. Okay, well, I think that'll be my stream for the week. I'll be gone for my birthday week. And I won't be streaming Friday. That'd be hilarious if only color matters. Oh no. But this I'll see if I don't know. I probably won't be able to stream at World of Color. That's on a Saturday. I think everybody and their mom is going to be streaming. So if I can, I will. If I could get I plan on hitting up a few vendor booths, and especially the ones that are roaster inclined. One I want to do really bad, but it'll be a nice one, is do one with espresso outlet. Ask them what's going on with the kaleidos and the lights, and are all the other older, cooler looking kaleidos being deprecated and replaced by a different, the M1 lights and the M2 lights. Gonna go to the Aleo Bullets booth and see what they think about like roasters and the way that some of them companies are kind of doing this whole race to the bottom in terms of like decreasing quality just to make it more affordable. And if they have any plans to make an affordable bullet, which would be kind of cool, but still with decent, like a smaller bullet. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna react, but there's some other roasters I want to see. Who else is gonna be there? Oh, DiFluid's gonna be there, so I'm gonna ask them to give me a manual, and then I'm gonna ask them to give me probes, because I'm gonna ask them a lot of questions about the probes for sure. Who else do I want to try talking with over there? And I also have like a cupping class that I'm taking, so I'm able to taste different things and try to figure out different flavors. I don't have to rely on like co-ferments to like give me this heavy-handed flavor of like peach or something. There, this is the third bag. Third bag goes in here. Okay, and yeah. And then hopefully someone will give me some advice on what beans I should look into taking home, because I'll be dropping by Bodhi Leaf Cafe and then stocking up on some beans there as well. I don't know. I was thinking about lugging this thing around too at the coffee fest or coffee world of coffee, and then seeing if if somebody's doing a little bit of roasting, if we could play with it, but we'll see. I mean, that's the whole reason why the DiFluid booth is there. But yeah, if to end this overall, I think this is working out pretty well. There's no huge discrepancies when it comes to first crack. The timing might be a little bit off, but it's not off to the point where it's like egregious. Like first crack could happen a little bit later and it didn't detect it, or it could be that's where the first crack is at and the beans are just popping off a little bit before. And who says one, maybe this way of using whatever lasers they have is more consistent than I'm hearing it. Who knows? But we'll see. A lot of tasting. I got a lot of beans to taste, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time with my X Bloom. But anyways, yeah, I'll be leaving Thursday. I'll be leaving tomorrow. So if you have any questions, if you want me to ask, let me know. Yeah, there's so much coffee. I actually found this random bag of light roast because I was like, oh, I want to make sure that this off gases for a month. That shit was like roasted in November. Found it back somewhere. And I tried it out and it was flatter than ever. Yeah, the taste was basically gone. It was stripped of its soul. So I gotta remember. I was really looking forward to. It was like a nice little geisha that I did like a. I tried to do like an ultralight roast. It was, first of all, it was a bitch to go through my grinder for espresso. I have the Weber key, and that just like got, it actually jammed it, and I had to like hit it a little bit to get it going. And I had to increase the speed a little bit. I know there's these beans. I'm like, oh, these aren't that great. And then I realized I have coworkers that drink coffee, and I saw them bring it in. It was like, it's not Starbucks bad, but it's like Major Dickinson from Pete's Coffee, which is like, I used to drink it all the time. It was fine, but I left some of my stuff there, and hopefully they'll get through it. I left a nice little Colombian geisha there, light roast. But these are older dudes. Some of the older guys there, they kind of drink darker coffees. I really like very, very dark. Just very dark people. Dark people, dark. They like it. They like it. They're old and they like it a certain range, let's say. They definitely like it. Yeah, embrace the darkness. They definitely like it in the second crack level. One time I brought my beans. This guy was like, "Oh, these beans aren't even done yet. They're so pale." I was like, "How dare you say this as you pour copious amounts of sugar and milk?" It's bad enough that he's putting sugar in it, then he's putting like hazelnut coffee creamer. Like, how dare you? I'm offended. And then I made this one geisha that was just a little bit too light. And the girl that usually likes coffees that are a little bit light, she was like, "This just tastes like tea." I was like, oh man. Some people like that. Everybody's on the matcha green tea binge right now around my place too. So we just had like a third matcha tea place open. So many. And I hear like there's reports like there's not enough like legitimate good matcha to go around the world. So they're getting sources of lesser matcha. I guess they're cutting it in a sense. So it's very yeah. Matcha, good matcha is apparently hard to get around or get by. So that hurts my soul when she said that. She's like, she does a V60 pour over at her desk, and she's like, she likes coffee. She just doesn't like the coffee that comes out of the hospital cafeteria. So she has like a pour over setup, but she's not out there like, you know, concentric circles and timing it. She's just like, just pouring it. But she's like, yeah, it's just too much tea. And I'm like, okay, that's a fair evaluation. I'll go home and cry about it later. There's also... I'm also the crazy guy at because I work per diem at this hospital. I'm kind of the crazy guy that brings his cafe robot, not robot, the Pietro. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm getting coffee. And I put like 15 grams in there, and that 15 grams took me a good like 3 or 4 minutes of just, they're like, oh, I hope you're making coffee for everyone. I'm like, I don't got that strong of arms, but I was there for a good 3 minutes. You see little beads of sweat coming out. I'm trying to do it fast enough where they can't like catch me, but it was so loud. The Patrio's so loud that people will just automatically know that you're up to no good. Sorry, it's a little hot. Oh shit, that's not good. Oh. Who's this? Okay. Hi. This is Helping. Oh, give me the whole name. Just give me the name. Disable streamer mode. Oh, Mr. No One. We just went over the Omniflux. We had about 2 rounds of coffee roasting, 3 rounds. Well, one was a calibration. The other 2, it actually hit first crack. One was spot on. The next one was about 7 seconds, a little bit later than when I would have hit first crack. So it was actually pretty impressive. And it got dry end phase really well on both of them. It got it before me, which makes sense. It's really, I don't have a trier, so it's really hard for me to tell whether it's at the dry end phase. But yeah, the Omniflux, I just finished it. It's pretty good. You honestly don't need this. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, you have to buy this. There's my link down below. Now, this is if you're super into coffee and you really want to get your consistency down and you're trying to make this a job, maybe this is a good purchase. Like, if you really want to get into the thick of it. But honestly, just you could hear first crack and you could see dry end phase. So it's not, I think this would just help more with this DSLR will help a lot more with just the consistency. If you're trying to go just buy Did you use my link? Yeah. I do appreciate that it does look at DSLR, because my wife was like, hey man, are you packing for San Diego? And I'm like, yeah, I just have to fix my camera. He's like, oh, you're using that old DSLR? I'm like, yeah. Jeez. So I thought that was awesome. I got away with that, so she just could never find this channel. Otherwise it's over. The party's over. But yeah, she looked me dead in the eye and I was like, that old DSLR? I'm like, yeah, definitely looks like a DSLR. But I don't feel bad because what paid for this really was all the modded V1s that I was selling. It took like 12 of them. At some point, she just stopped asking. Because if you look at my garage, she already knows what's going down. I got like 3 3D printers, like a welder. That's for another open source roaster project I want to work on eventually. So I got like a little welder just in case I get into it. If not, I could always just sell it back. And then yeah, if it wasn't for me kind of like offsetting a little bit of the money, not a lot, but it's enough to like offset all these like other roaster purchases, although I still spent a lot more than I'm getting back. But it helps launder the money a little bit well. It hides the dirty money, which is basically my income. I don't work full time. I work 2 part-time. I work 2 per diem jobs, and the overall pay gap between like benefited to non-benefited is kind of insane. So in my industry or in my fields, in the medical field, so it was kind of, so I'm able to do a little bit more and work a little bit less. Yeah. Right now, every new toys I'm gonna get at right now, I'm kind of like in a limbo. Luckily, I'm gonna get some money back because I'm returning the Gene Cafe CBR 301. That is my least favorite roaster right now in the entire world. It's even worse than the B-More. The CBR 101, I will say the CBR 101 is fine. I think CBR 101 is great. CBR 301, stupid. Not worth it. Not worth the $260 extra. CBR 101. If you could get the really old CBR 101 that you didn't have to press the button to make sure that you're didn't walk away, then that's even better if you could get the older version. And those older versions are going to last years. Where the CBR 301 is a big old red box. A lot of plastic, is just a disgusting looking design aesthetic. I actually do prefer the old CBR 101 look versus black box with an opening. So I think I'm taking like a 10% return restocking fee on it, and I think it's worth it. I don't want to keep that roaster. It is awful. That is the worst excuse of an app for roasting. Yeah, you could have someone vibe code that same app that they have and have better UI experience or UX experience. And there's no real control. There's like two controls, and they go from 1 to 3. So there's no real control. It just doesn't feel like it's not fun. It's not a fun roaster. I think it's good for making roasts simply and not having to adjust many things, but if someone were to try to sell me the 301 to say that it has more like features, I would be very upset. Not a good roaster. I would get the M1 Lite anytime, any day. It's actually cost less than the M1 Lite. M1 Lite is like $600-700. That the Gene Cafe CBR 301 is like almost $1,000, $895 or something crazy like that. So if I had to say, I think CBR 301 probably the worst. Be More right after. Certain popcorn poppers. I don't know. I have a soft spot for popcorn poppers too. I enjoyed popcorn popping with those. But yeah, Gene Cafe CBR 301 and AB 1600 from Be More is pretty well. Not a huge fan. What else? What was another roaster I didn't like? I think that's it. Probably the Skywaker V2 is my least favorite of the Skywalkers. And then Cubean would be on top. V1 would be second. 1 kilogram is actually would be above the V2. Although I wouldn't be buying a V1 right now until they fix that motor issue. So if you are thinking about buying a V1, you somehow made it this far. If you're thinking about buying a V1, just send them a message and tell them you're concerned about the drum motor reaching 120 degrees Celsius, because they've known about it since 2023, as Haha Sky told me. So yeah, if you want to buy one, just let them know, and maybe they could change it. And you might even find a petition over here. I'll send an open letter to them just saying, I don't know, I don't think it's acceptable to sell that V1 with that bad of a motor. Without any kind of cooling. Any other things? I'm trying to think of anything before I leave. I think that's it. We eat lunch, and I am going to catch with you guys later. I'm going to catch up on the Discord. I think there's a long conversation about ridiculousness going on in brewing somewhere. Something about 3 AeroPresses. So read that real quick. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions, concerns. Anyways, I'll see you later, and I'll let you know how well the coffee goes. See ya.